Alright, welcome back, and we are going to do a subtest on units 1 through 3, which is the Pre-Algebra 1 and 2 topics and the Elementary Algebra topics. So, 24 problems for you to practice. Let's go. Try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. Alright, in a drawer there are 5 blue, 3 red, 6 black. If you reach into the drawer and pull out a sock, what is the probability that you will not get black? So not get black is wins. So not black is wins, black is lose. So the probability of not black would be 5 plus 3 ways to not get black out of 5 plus 3 plus 6 total, which would be 8 over 14, which reduces down to 4 over 7. Okay, try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. Hopefully you got H. It says the equation for the volume of a sphere is volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Which of the following expressions shows r written in terms of v? So they're trying to get me to get r alone. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. That gives me 3v equals 4 pi r cubed, because that 3 cancels that 3. So I got rid of the fraction. Now I'm going to get rid of times 4 times pi, so I'm going to divide by 4 pi. That gives me 3v over 4 pi equals r cubed. I don't know why I'm writing slanted, sorry. And then to get rid of the cube, I'm going to cube root. So that gives me r equals the cube root of 3v over 4 pi. And what they wrote was, they just wrote it like this, but same thing. Okay? What they did was they said, let me write it again. The way they got theirs written is they divided by 4/3, which when you divide, you keep, change, flip, which would make v times 3/4, which makes 3/4 v equals pi r cubed. Then they divided that by pi, so they wrote it like this. And then they took the cube root. And that's how they got their 3/4 on top. Okay? Same thing. Alright, try this one. Hit pause, come back when you're ready. Okay, and when I first saw this, I was like, ooh, find this, and they want the sum. So if you get a 0, that doesn't mean anything because you're summing the solutions, which adding 0 isn't going to hurt anything. So on this one, again, if I GCF first, they have an x in common. To get what's left, I'm going to divide by x, and that's going to give me x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Well, I need to, again, factor this. This one's done, but it's like the tree. 6 isn't done. This isn't done. I can factor it more, and it should be an easy factor because a is 1. So x and x. Factors of 15 that make 2 would be 5 and 3. C is negative, so my signs have to be different. And Bully's going to take the middle, so he's going to be opposite. And then don't forget to bring down your x and your equals 0. And then to solve, you set your factors to 0. So x equals 0, x plus 5 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. This is x equals 0. This is x equals negative 5. Add 3, add 3. This is x equals 3. So they want me to take my solutions and add them up. 0 plus a negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Okay? Try, oh, I did it on the calculator. You type it in and calculate 1, 2, 3 zeros, and then add them up. Alright, find the prime factorization of 540. Hit pause, come back when you're ready. And to do prime factorization, you just break it down by primes. Ends in an even, so 2 works. It's going to be 270. By 2 is 135. 2 isn't going to work anymore. 3 works is 45. 3 works again is 15. 3 works again is 5. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 5. And you can do it on the calculator and break it down. Alright, try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. On this one, you could totally set up is over of equals p over 100. But when it says 14% of 60, that word right there means multiply. So 0.14 times 60, and you get 8.4. Try this one, hit pause, come back, and when you're ready. And hopefully you got K. Okay, they want the difference, which means I'm subtracting this polynomial, which means that's going to make negative 5ab squared, minus a negative is going to make plus a squared b, minus a positive is going to make it negative 6a squared b squared, from the 2ab squared plus 4a squared b minus 3a squared b squared. So once I distributed the negative, now we just have to combine like terms. I have an ab squared here and an ab squared here. 2 minus 5 is negative 3 ab squared. I have an a squared b. There's an a squared b. 4 plus 1 is 5 a squared b's. Next in line, I have an a squared b squared. There's an a squared b squared. Negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9 a squared b squared. And I'm done. Try this one. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. And come on. Hopefully you got 20 feet. Alright, so you have a 12-foot pole that casts a this is 12 feet, this is a 4.8-foot shadow. How tall is a pole that casts an 8-foot shadow? You set up a proportion. If you have a 12-foot pole that makes a 4.8 shadow, and I have an 8-foot pole, and I don't know what its shadow is, you set up the proportion. 12 times x would be 12x equals 4.8 times 8, which is going to be 12. Oh, this is a shadow. My bad. So 8 has to go. I'm silly. 8 has to go with shadow, and x is up here with the pole. We don't know how tall the pole is. We know how long the shadow is. My bad. So I do 12 times 8, which is 96, equals 4.8 times x. To get x, I divide by 4.8, and you get 20. Okay? Try this one. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got H. So it says the area of a rectangle. We have a rectangle. The area is 132 square meters. The sum of the two perpendicular sides is 23. So if I call this x, then what's left, if I have 23 altogether and I give x of it away here, then what's left is going to be 23 minus x. So it says, what are the measures of each of the sides? Well, I know that area equals length times width. They gave me area is 132. They gave me my length is x, and my width is 23 minus x. So this is going to be quadratic, because when I distribute, I get 132 equals 23x minus x squared. Okay, I don't like my x squared negative, so I'm going to move everything over. So I'm going to minus 23x, and I'm going to add x squared, which gives me 0 on that side. And then these just line up in order, so I have x squared minus 23x plus 132. Okay, and then I solve it. It should be an easy factor because a is 1. So I find factors of 132. 1 and 132 is not going to make 23. 2 and 66, no. 3 and 44, no. 4 doesn't work. 5 doesn't work. 6 and 22, no. 7, 8, 9, 10 don't work. 11 and 12, that'll make 23. So it's x and x, 11 and 12, and C is positive, so signs have to be the same, and they'll be the match the middle, which is minus. So when I set to 0, I get x equals 11. Set to 0, I get x equals 12. Okay? Alright. Try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. Whoa. What happened there? Okay, so it gave me, wait, did I skip something? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where we are here. Okay, there we go. Alright, so, did we hit pause? Come back when you're ready. Alright, hopefully you got -8. So they're telling me to solve this using this, or they want me to evaluate this using these numbers. So again, the first thing I do is I rewrite my problem and I protect my letters that I'm going to change. I don't know what that is. I think that's a 2, I decided. Over c squared minus b times c. Then we're going to plug in our numbers. Everywhere I see an A, I'm going to put a 2. There was only 1. Oh, that was an A, that's why. So that's your 2. That's where 2 came from. Okay, and then everywhere I see a B, I'm going to put -4. So there's a B, there's a B, there's a B, and there's a B. And then everywhere I see a C, I'm going to put, sorry, I'm going to change colors here. I already did red. Green. Everywhere I see a C, I'm going to put a 5. So there's a C, there's a C, and there's a C. Alright, so now it's just a matter of order of operations. Okay, so I have -4 cubed, which is going to be -64. You have a -2 times a -4, which is going to be a +8 times 5 is a +40. This -4 squared is +16, so that's going to be -16. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. So on top, that's going to give me a -40. On bottom, I'm going to have 5 squared, which is 25. -4 times 5 is -20. Minus a -20 is +20. No, it isn't. That's -20. Oh, that's a plus sign. So plus a negative is going to make it negative. And that gives me 5 on the bottom, which gives me -8. Alright, try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got J. If I break down 72 by primes, by 2 is 36, by 2 is 18, by 2 is 9, by 3 is 3. 3 2s, 2 3s. Okay, try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got 5. Again, when we want to evaluate, we got to protect our stuff we plug in. So everywhere I see an A, I'm going to put -3. And where I see a B, I'm going to put 4. That's the square root. -3 squared is +9. 4 squared is 16. 9 and 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay. Try this one. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got 12. A person reaches into a jar containing 20 marbles and takes marbles out 10 different times. The marbles are returned each time. The following is a list of how many marbles the person removed from the jar. 10, 9, blah, blah, blah. What is the median? Median means I need to line them up and find the middle. So bloop, 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 bloop. It's a tie between 11 and 13. So you add them up and divide by 2, and you get 12. Okay? All right, try this one. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got A. A car salesperson makes $7 per hour plus $100 for every car sold. Which expression represents the amount in dollars the salesperson makes before taxes if X cars are sold in 40 hours? Well, this says $7 per hour plus $100 per car. And they're just telling you to call cars X. So that's got to be 100X. And they're telling you to call hours 40. So that's going to be 7 times 40. And that would be 280 plus 100X, which they write properly with the X term first. Okay, try this one. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got 2x plus 3. It says the quadratic equation can be factored into this form where a and b are integers. Which of the following is the sum of these two factors? So first thing I have to do is factor it so that I can add the factors. Well, it should be an easy factor because a is 1. Factors of 28 that make 3 would be 4 and 7. C is negative, which means my signs have to be opposite, and bully will take the middle. So that's positive and he's negative. Okay, so those are my factors. They want me to take x minus 4 and add it to x plus 7. Well, combine like terms, that's 2x, that's plus 3. There's the sum of your solutions. Okay? Alright, try this one. Hit pause, come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got 29. Again, this is just a matter of order of operations. I've got to do the exponent first, which would be 49. 4 minus 49 would be a negative 45 plus 5. We got to multiply next. So I have 2. A negative times a negative is going to be a positive 225 plus 5, which is going to give me 232 on top. On bottom, I have 3 minus 1, which is 2. Multiply next is 4. Add next is 8. And 232 divided by 8 is 29. Okay? Again, calculator works. Alright, hit pause. Come back when you're ready. Come on, there we go. Hopefully you got 2. Alright, the quadratic equation 2x squared plus 12x plus 18 can be factored into the form 2x plus p and x plus q, where p and q are whole numbers. Which of the following is 2x plus p divided by x plus q in simplest form? Well, the first thing I have to do is figure out what p and q are. So I'm going to factor this guy. So I got 2x squared plus 12x plus 18 equals 0. And it doesn't want me to GCF the 2 out first because they've got that factoring. So I'm going to go 2 times 18, which is 36. Factors of 36 that make 12. 1 and 36, no. 2 and 18, no. 3 and 12, no. 4 and 9, no. 5 doesn't go. 6 and 6, yes. So I'm going to rewrite 12x as 6x and 6x. C is positive. So signs have to be the same as the middle, which is plus. Bring down the first, bring down the last. Now we're at 2 by 2. GCF, GCF, GCF again. I can factor out a 2x, divide, and that's going to leave x plus 3. GCF the other side, positive 6 will work. Divide by positive 6, I get x plus 3. GCF again by x plus 3. Divide to get what's left, and you have 2x plus 6. So that tells me that P is 6 and that Q is 3. Okay? So they want 2x plus 6 divided by x plus 3. And they want that in simplest form. So if I, on top, GCF a 2 out, that would leave x plus 3. On bottom I have x plus 3. Those cancel, and what's left is 2. Okay. Try this one. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. Alright, and this one they wanted you to solve the Pythagorean theorem. They want you to express B in terms of A and C, which is a fancy way of saying get B alone. So to get B alone, I would subtract A squared. That gives me B squared equals C squared minus A squared. And to get rid of the square, I square root, and B equals the square root of C squared minus A squared. Okay, try this one. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. And it says, it is said that every 1 year of a human's life is equal to 7 years of a dog's life. If a dog is born in the year 2000, how old in human years will the dog be in the year 2008? Well, from 2000 to 2008, that's 8 years. That's in human life. Well, if a human life, for every year of human life, it's equal to 7 years in dog life, multiply that by 7 dog years, and that gives you 56 dog years. Okay, hit pause, come back when you're ready. To express a number in scientific notation, you put the decimal after the first non-zero digit in your number. You have to include all digits that aren't zeros, but anything after the decimal that's a 0 you can drop. Then you put times 10 to, you put it here, it was there, to go back to where it was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You'd have to go 8 times to the right. Or, turn your calculator to scientific mode, type it in and hit enter, and it converts it to scientific for you. Okay, try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. Again, this one would be pretty easy to do on the calculator. Put your calculator in scientific mode. This would mean 5.689 times 10 to the second because of that E2. Or 2.89 times 10 to the first would move this over to 28.9. Plus, this would move it over twice. That would make it 540. Add those two up, you get 568.9. Make it scientific, put it here, so 5.689 to go back would be 2 to the right. Try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. Alright, and hopefully you got 56 gallons. So delicious ice cream has many delicious flavors, such as cookie dough, peanut butter crunch. However, the best sellers are still chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. Delicious ice cream uses 1 gallon of chocolate every 30 minutes. So he's got 1 gallon of chocolate every 30 minutes. So that's every half hour. Okay, then he goes through a gallon of vanilla every a quarter of an hour, and a gallon of strawberry every hour. Okay? So it says if the store is open for 8 hours a day, how many total gallons of chocolate and vanilla and strawberry does he need? Well, that would just give me, to get the total for 8 hours, I need to multiply each of these by 8. Okay, if you do 8 divided by 0.5, you get 16. If you do 8 divided by 0.25, you get 32. And 8 divided by 1 is 8, which gives me a total of 56 gallons. And again, there's where I got my numbers on the calculator. Okay? Hit pause, come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got -4 over 27. Alright, we're going to rewrite. We're evaluating, which means we want to protect our letters when we plug them in so that we don't get electrocuted. Everywhere I see an S, I'm going to put a 4. So there was an S, there was an S. Everywhere I see a T, I'm going to put a 2. There's a T, there's a T. And everywhere I see a U, I'm going to put a -3. So there's a U and there's a U. And then you just follow your order of operations. 4 times 2 is 8. -3 times 4 is -12 times 2 is -24 plus 4. And that's going to give me a -12 on top. And on bottom, you have -3 times -3 times -3 times -3, which is a positive 81. Math enter that, and it reduces down to -427. Okay, try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got E. They want the sum, which means no signs change. So you're going to combine m squared n to m squared n, which makes 4m squared n's. Then you're going to combine mn with mn. 2 minus 5 is -3. And then you don't have any other n's, so drop it like it's hot. And you don't have any other m's, so drop it like it's hot. And they put m in front of n, but there's your polynomial. Alright, last one. Hit pause, come back when you're ready. And hopefully you got -6. If 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 equals 0, what is the product of the values of x? So they're telling me to figure out what x is, which means I need to factor this. Okay? So I'm going to have to do 2x squared minus 5x. I'm going to have to do a times c because a is not 1. So 2 times 12 is 24. Factors of 24. 1 and 24 will not make 5. 2 and 12 won't make 5. 3 and 8 will make 5. So I'm going to rewrite b with a different color. 3x and 8x. C is negative, which means my signs have to be different. And my bully 8 is going to copy B sign. So 3 has to be plus. Bring down the first and the last. 2x squared minus 12 equals 0. Now we did A times C, found the factors, rewrite B, 2 by 2, GCF, GCF, GCF again. Woo! On this side, the only thing they have in common is an x. Divide by x to get what's left. And I have 2x divided by x is 2x. Positive 3x divided by x is positive 3. GCF on the other side, I'm going to use a negative because that first sign's a negative. 8 does not go into both, so it's got to be smaller than 8. 7, no. 6, no. 5, no. 4, yes. And no x, because he has 1, he has none. So divide to get what's left. And I'm going to have negative 8x divided by negative 4 is positive 2x. Sorry. Negative 12 divided by negative 4 is positive 3. GCF again, you better have a common bino. Divide to get what's left. And my green letters, x minus 4, is what's left. So my solutions, 2x plus 3 equals 0, minus 3, 2x equals negative 3, divide by 2, I get x equals negative 3 halves. X minus 4 equals 0, add 4, x equals 4, and they want the product of these two, so I have negative 3 over 2 times 4 over 1. Straight across the top is negative 12, divided by positive 2 is negative 6. And I hope you did well. See you next time. For Unit 4.